Golfers Crossing. Let's see if we can get one. Hello, good morning, or good afternoon, just about. And welcome to Kyle Dove, home of the ugliest fucking church you ever saw in your life. It's like an institution. They're all like that, but you know what I mean. Hello. And today I'm going to go do the first, maybe the second, of the photo rally points that I planned on doing some of this year. It's a reasonably nice day. I have nothing to do, so I'm going to tip out Longford ways and see what I will see. Unfortunately, Google Maps doesn't have an avoid roads built on top of bogs option. Yes, for those of you unfamiliar with the county of my birth, a lot of the area around here is sort of bogland, and turf and peat related products are still a big deal around here. There used to be a much bigger deal just there across the old narrow gauge railway they used to use, and a lot of the folks around here would still have a plot of the turf. How's it going, lads? And would still use it as their primary source of fuel, and would still make money off of it. And there's still a lot of sort of political wrangling and all that sort of stuff about turf cutting rights and all that sort of shit. And I'm not sure what the proportion is right now, but it used to be that a significant proportion of Ireland's power was done off of turf, which is like dig up turf out of the ground, dry it out and burn it, which is kind of a shy way to, well, it's probably a very good way of generating power, but it's not great environmentally. Of course, putting this up, I'm going to get a few turf muckers disagreeing with me, but you know, fuck off turf muckers. I live in your house. And so a lot of these roads, big long straight roads going through turf land, were built, you know, on the boggy surface. And you can build a road on a boggy surface, of course, but it's going to turn to shit and subside and not be a perfectly straight road after a few years. And this is a prime example of that. And if I know where I'm going, I'll avoid going on one of these roads, but I'm following Google Maps today. There's not a lot of turf activity today because it fucking pissed down rain yesterday, so you usually have to wait for a couple of dry days to go near it. Yay, more of this shit. Continue for 3 kilometers. So this is what you get if you go to Google Maps and say avoid highways. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's the motorway. I'm avoiding you. Welcome to Kinnegad, home of that nightclub my brother used to go to when I was a kid. That's probably still there. Oh, go on, the fuck. Someone was building a house and then they weren't. Welcome to County Longford. I should mention that if you're looking at the list of points, that I kind of passed by one on my way up here and I didn't go to it, which is semi-intentionally. There is a point in Laois Offaly, which is St. Patrick's Well. Now, if you go look, and I might stick up some pictures of that, a chap I know who went to that point, and he's a much more experienced rider than I am, and he was riding a GS, or a GS Adventure, and he managed to drop it on the way up to that point, because it's basically a dirt road, or a muck road with grass growing all over it on the way up to it. And if you go look at Street View, it's actually funny. I can imagine being the Google Street View driver going up that road and going, Jesus Christ, where the fuck am I going? And you get to the end and it just shows a bunch of feral children and people wandering around, and a quad bike, which is clearly how they got to the top of the road. And the Street View car just turns around and goes back down the road. Good luck. That's me done. So I'm intentionally skipping that spot. I may, if I get to the end as a completionist thing, go to that spot, but to be honest, with the risk of dropping the bike, I don't think it's worth it. It's a bit of a funny spot to be telling random bikers to go and see, but however, that's my explanation for why technically this is spot number 2. Okay, stop number 1, which on the route is actually point number 15, I think, although some flashing text might correct me there, that I put it afterwards, which is the Abilara Abbey. Now, I've never been to Abilara, or probably even through it. The only sort of thing that I and a lot of people in Ireland would know Abilara from was there was a very famous case, it's about 15 years ago. There was a chap there who went bananas one day and shut himself up in his house with a gun and, you know, started going on about, you know, crazy stuff, and the guards came and, you know, managed it. It was a siege, essentially, a siege in Abilara, and the eventual thing that happened was after a day or so of him, the chap came out with the gun, you know, moving towards the guards, and the guards shot him and shot him dead. And this was one of the major sort of scandals of the time, which is that should the guards have shot him, should they have not shot him, should they have tried harder to resolve it peacefully, did they do everything they could have done? And one of the eventualities was, of course, there was an inquest and inquiry, because we fucking love inquests and inquiries. You know, somebody has to keep barristers and solicitors in a job, and also we went and asked the FBI. Actually, eventually we said, hey FBI, you know, go do your investigation and see, was this in keeping with how things should be done at an international level. And eventually the FBI came back and said you didn't shoot him quick enough, which is probably true according to most people. He'd come out and he was pointing his gun at guards, and the guards were going at him to drop it. There was half a dozen armed guards there, and eventually they went for the legs, which they're not supposed to do, but that didn't work apparently, so they had to shoot him. And eventually there was an apology from the state and all this sort of business. But what that means for your average person, criminal, crazy, is here we go, is you're an awful lot less likely to get shot by a guard these days, because it's kind of a career limiting move on the part of the guard that shoots you. Yeah, keep it between the lines, Mr. Horsebox. So this is Abilara. Let me see if I can spot the Abbey. There we go. I assume. Yeah, looks like it. Maybe not. Fuck me. Where the fuck am I? Brilliant. Okay, next up, and I think we're almost here, is the stop in Cavan, which is the Rose Cottage. According to Google Maps, or according to Street View, oh, it suddenly got very spooky. Very spooky indeed. Anyway, according to Street View, there's somebody living in it, so I'm kind of, it's not really a landmark, it's more of somebody's house. So I'm not going to be obnoxious by getting off and taking pictures of me bike jammed up against your house. I think I'll just go past and take a still from the video. Like, I've seen a few cottages with roses in it, but I don't think we're there yet. Okay, cul-de-sac. So Google Maps says it's down here. Hello, dog. There it is. Okay, I'm going to take another stab at it so I get a good photograph. Okay, here we go. Rose Cottage. Smile for the camera, Rose Cottage. Howdy, dog. Golfers crossing. Let's see if we can get one. Alright, that's my afternoon spin for today, or the going out part of it anyway. Time to find a way off these tiny little roads and head on home. Not avoiding highways this time. Look at the Granard. Home of... Man, love it. I'll let you look that one up. this video's been too much of a downer already. I used to go along for quite a bit a few years ago, and coming back, this was my favourite part of the road, because it was the part when you stopped being stuck behind a tractor. So that's that for the most part, nearly home now. So I'm going to try and do a couple of these again on a day trip. You know, there's a few down to the southeast that I can get to, and I might just take it easy and get some of the more southwesty ones around Cork and Kerry. I might do a weekend of it, and as well up north. Who knows? No plans made as yet, but it's a good excuse to get out on the bike, have a look at the website, and we'll see how the collection goes. Cheers.